All right, I'm very excited. I don't have a big trade to report, but I want to get to a caller, and I'm thankfully called back, and maybe somebody reached out to him. We're gonna put Louis and Dearborn to the front of the line because I want to understand what the issue is. Let me just set it up where we're at. Lions, unless the fax machines are late, shout out 2005, they didn't do anything today. And I want to know where that puts you because to me, it's no different than what Scott Harris offered you this summer. Mm-hmm. It is an open, brazen refusal to put you in the best position to win it all. Now, it doesn't mean you can't win it all. I think fans conflate those things. Tomorrow, the sun's going to come up, we're going to move on, and it'll be all about, all right, beat the Commanders. And let's try not to have anybody else get hurt. But this is a football team that has the potential to win a Super Bowl. I think clearly they have some very concerning injuries. They have some weaknesses. And yes, I do allow the way Philadelphia does business to affect how I view this team. Why? They've been to 3 Super Bowls in recent history and won 2 of them, and we've never been to one. I look at the Rams. I look at the Niners. I look at the Bucks. These are the teams that are representing the NFC. They have a standard way of doing business. I wanted the Lions to do something today, and they didn't. Okay, well, I don't have to like that. That doesn't mean I'm writing them off. But I want to know where you guys are at with it. So I view it as it's the very same poo-poo platter that Scott Harris served us this summer. And I would love to know your thoughts. Now, I want to get to caller Louis right now. So basically, he had called up earlier, and from what Kenny told me, the accusation is that we, or maybe me alone, I don't know, poisons the fan base because we're negative. I don't know how me picking them to win the Super Bowl last year or saying they're going to win 11 games this year is negative. But with that, do you want to just go to Louis?
Yeah, let's go to Louis.
Okay, let's do that, and then I know we've got other – let's do this. To the front of the line, Louis in Dearborn. He's next on the ticket. Hello, Louis.
Hello. Good afternoon. How you guys doing?
Good, Louis. Thank you for calling back in. We really wanted to talk to you.
But yeah, my buddy told me you guys got it back. You guys brought me up again, so I wanted to call back.
Yeah, because you had hung up when we were going to get to you in the next few minutes, and I had said
we had to do something at work.
It's all good.
Sure if you were gonna, all right, okay.
You're here now. You're here now.
I just want to hear your side of this because I'm kind of like confused.
Okay, and he brought up the Shedeur Sanders thing. That was like a joke we made like a week ago. Like, 7th round pick for Shedeur Sanders, like that. It wasn't.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
serious.
We don't know what you're talking
about.
You don't know?
Here.
No.
All right, okay.
Sorry, Louis.
And I'm not saying your guys are poisoning like the water supply here, like just absolutely trashing it. But I think every now and then you definitely give out a couple bad apples for sure.
Okay.
Like with this whole trade deadline, we're talking about getting rid of picks that can help us in the future for a player that if he doesn't do good, we completely lose those picks. Especially for someone like Trey Henderson, we get rid of he's injured right now. Supposedly, that's what
I didn't bring him up, Louis. I didn't bring him up about today. In fact, the player we targeted Friday with TJ in studio with us was Jalen Phillips, and guess who got him? The Eagles.
And it cost them a 3rd round pick.
I can't make a demand in season. The Lions go, flippity dippity on 1st round picks. But Louis,
it's a 3rd round pick that you don't have because you traded it away for Isaac Tesla.
Yeah.
Look, Louis, I guess the point is this, right? Level with me. Like, if I'm sitting here going, hey, I think they're a good team, but they have work to do. I want to get better. I want to be in the best position to win a Super Bowl. I don't think that's poisoning the fans, or I don't think that's negativity. What I don't like is seemingly, and Louis, tell me if you disagree, these guys are kind of in love with their own players, and they have this next man up mentality. I just don't think that puts you in the best position to win.
And I see where you're coming from. It's just, I guess I feel like they're thinking, and I guess I agree with you. Sometimes I feel like extra help on the line would really have helped. Just some depth there.
Yeah, example. Stay with me, Louis. Don't go nowhere. Rico, what was the trade the Chargers just made with the Saints? This is right to what Louis is saying.
Offensive lineman Trevor Penning.
Yeah, he's a guard tackle swing. depth player. Now, for the Chargers, Louis, the Chargers are one step from calling you to play tackle.
Yeah, he's tackle.
They just lost Joe Alt. I know.
Right, but my point is they're answering the bell, and they've made an acquisition. And again, it's not going to light the boards on fire. But to sit here and do nothing, Louis, it's just I don't understand it. I really don't.
I guess I just feel like they're thinking long term. They're like, we have these picks, but even then, I guess you guys might have flipped me here.
No, it's okay, Louis.
Here's the thing. There's no such thing as long term in the worlds of professional sports. It's not. It's you win, you rebuild, you win again, you rebuild. It's
just like you guys were talking about the Rams earlier with what they did. They went all out, won the Super Bowl, and then they had to rebuild.
But guess what? They've been making the playoffs in that rebuild, and now, I mean, Louis.
Now, if you're good, you're like the Chiefs. That Chiefs roster has been rebuilt like every Super Bowl,
every season.
It's a new team.
But and again, the Chiefs have a cheat code that they have Mahomes. Let's be fair. I'm not going to throw that in Louis' face, but
Eagles.
Okay, you win. But Louis, that's the whole thing is. I'm not comfortable because we're wasting the prime of a lot of these players where if they went out, think about this, Louis. If you were driving around today and word had broken that they had gone out and acquired an edge rusher, okay, no first-round picks or anything, but they had added another guy in the D-line and they grabbed a guard. Would you have been upset by that?
No, not at all.
So the flip side is I have a right to be upset when they don't do it. Louis, I want to win. I want to be at a parade.
I do too.
I'm exhausted. You know what I'm saying, Lou. I just, to me, they're just a little bit, they get high on their own supply. And I don't vibe with that.
Right. The whole next man up, we got this. It can be a little disastrous. Like the other 2 weeks ago, the corner, I can't remember the exact play. But it was just it was some guy I'd never even heard of.
Well, right, and again,
even on the practice, the rest of the squad, it was just
right
crazy.
For a week. It worked, and look, I think they do a really nice job. And Louis, I am glad you called. You call anytime, Lou. I felt bad we couldn't get to you earlier.
And if Louis can change, and you can change,
and we can change,
we can all change.
But the point is, we're sitting here right now, and this is the roster. Mm-hmm. There's no one coming to save us. Now, you could say Davenport and Pascal will be their trade acquisitions. The fear I have is, first of all, putting any faith in Marcus Davenport caping up for you is, forget it. Pascal, let me remind you, it started out he'd be back for the opener. Mm-hmm. Then it moved to he'll be back by game 4. Now it sounds like he won't be back till December. Mm-hmm. That's a concern. The other thing is Mahogany. When you talk about 300-pound man, broken bone in leg, I'm sorry. That to me
I don't see him back this year.
Well, maybe it's late December. Okay. We have Kirby Joseph.
No, that is some wishful thinking right there, my friend.
So my whole issue, and I know people are going to go, oh, come on, man, you're doing hindsight theater. No, I'm telling you, I got this wrong, and Rico got it right. Welcome to rarity today, when people admit they're wrong. I got this wrong. I thought I had an idea what they were doing with Tesla. I got it wrong. The idea that you took 3 third-round picks to take a receiver who does not play, that third-round pick alone could have been a player helping you right now. Also, the third-round picks that you gave up could have netted you Jalen Phillips, and you could have gotten a third-round pick back when Phillips leaves, compensatory style. These decisions do matter.
Or those third-round picks could be depth, right now. You had 2 third-round picks, you traded 2 of them up to go get Tesla. That could be 2 bodies right now that could fill in that you would have.
You traded Hawkinson, here's what you got for him. You got Broderick Martin and Hendon Hooker. It adds up. This is where the depth stuff, so as good of a drafter as he is, he's not infallible here.
And the thing about Tesla, and people got angry, I'm like, you probably could have just got him at your regular spot.
I can't do that. Rico, I can't because team value boards ain't got nothing to do with Dracula's hairspray, a.k.a. Mel Kiper.
No, I'm not talking about Mel Kiper. I'm just was there that big of a rush we got to jump up 10 spots to get him?
I would never know. I wouldn't be.
Okay, but here's the thing.
But why did we resign J-Mo if you were going to do that?
If you didn't get him and you got somebody else, it's still pretty much the same thing minus 1 catch in Green Bay.
No, and I just, you know what it is too? I want to be fair. I don't want accusations of being poisonous. The Red Wings at the trade deadlines, the Tigers at the trade deadlines, and the Lions at the trade deadlines. I'm tired. I'm tired of the same movie.
He's going to get a standing ovation when he walks into the Coney Island on Monday.
No, I'm being serious with you.
I'm being serious,
and I can't put it on Trajan Langdon yet unless he does nothing at this deadline. But the idea, like Yzerman has served us stale milk. Scott Harris's trade deadlines have largely been disastrous. And then Brad's, Donovan Peoples-Jones, bum. The Hawkinson trade, disaster. And Za'Darius was meh. This year, what would you grade this trade deadline? Incomplete or an F? It's your choice. There's no other grade.
Right.
You want an incomplete for doing nothing, you can do it, but I would just say it's an F. You're a Super Bowl contender, you didn't do anything, and you have clear needs.
Well, that's just it. The fact that the Chargers, now I don't know what they gave up to get Penning, but that would be a position of need. Upgrading your offensive lineman with a versatile offensive lineman.
Well, the other problem is, too, the reason I think depth, and I know Jansen agrees with this, the depth matters because I am very concerned about Taylor Decker long-term, i.e. the next 9 games. But also, the backup to Decker can't play. Manu cannot play. He's not ready. Also, why I didn't want to draft someone from DeVry University of Vancouver or wherever they found this guy.
Fair.
You can't, hey, and I know what you're going to tell me. You can find players from anywhere, and you're right. But when you draft guys out of these tiny, far-flung places, and they've never played big-time football, I'm not in the business of teaching you how to play. Versus I take a kid from Georgia, at least I know they went to war against quality every week. So they've just gotten cute with some of these picks. Taking a backup quarterback in the 3rd round. You know, taking a guy in Broderick Martin that no one had ever heard of. Manu. Taking Tesla with all that capital. We're paying for some of those decisions because those are all depth pieces that if 1 or 2 of those guys works out, you have it. Look, 2 years ago, I remember the lead up to the draft. And it's on hindsight if I said it at the time. I was saying, look, I think you may lose Ragnow sooner than later. Oh, you don't know. Okay, fine. You're right. Yeah, horse's
He's
ass.
tough. He'll make it.
The point is, they didn't do what the Eagles did. The Eagles future-proofed for Jason Kelsey by drafting Cam Jurgens. What did you do? You did nothing. And then it was
left holding the bag.
Then it was too late. Yeah. And I know I'm not going to be able to trade for a Pro Bowl center. I'm not being unfair. I think it's okay to have these conversations. And I hope I'm wrong. I hope they go on and win the Super Bowl.
But see, and that's where I go with the whole don't trade away all your picks because that's where you can get that replacement guy in the 3rd round.
I know. Hey, maybe Tesla in the second half turns into a star. I don't know. Buddy, I don't know. You're right until you're wrong. I don't know. I give it up.
I don't want to be right about this, just so people know.
All right.